Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something that may sound strange to the ordinary mind, but ordinary minds were never meant to change the world. Strong women wake up at 3 a.m. not because they can't sleep, but because destiny doesn't wait for daylight. Strong women rise early because their spirit is louder than their slumber. They are not chasing dreams, they are birthing them. You see, 3 a.m. is not just a time, it's a dimension, a realm where only the disciplined, the destined, and the dangerous dwell. Strong women know that heaven downloads blueprints when the earth is still, and they are awake to receive it. They rise not to squall, not to complain, but to command the morning, to speak into the day, to legislate from the unseen realm, and whoever owns the day owns the future. Strong women wake up at 3 a.m., not because they are bound by the tyranny of time, but because they are driven by the pull of purpose. The world around us is filled with distractions, noise, chaos, and an endless list of demands that seek to steal our attention. Yet, the woman who understands her calling, who recognizes the weight of her assignment, will rise when others are asleep. She doesn't wake up to fill time. She wakes up because purpose is knocking at her heart, demanding to be fulfilled. Purpose, my friends, is a relentless force. It doesn't wait for the comfort of a morning sunrise. It doesn't wait for the ideal circumstances or for the day to begin. Purpose will not be denied, and when it calls, the strong woman answers. At 3 a.m., the world is quiet. It is a sacred moment when distractions are minimal and the noise of the world falls into the background. This is when the strong woman, aware of her divine assignment, finds herself awake and alert. Her body may be tired from the demands of the previous day, but her spirit is alive. It is alive with the urgency of her mission. It is alive with a desire to move beyond the limitations of the natural world and tap into the power of the super. For her, this hour is not one of slumber, but of awakening. While others sleep, she is positioned in the secret place, seeking divine guidance, receiving instruction from the heavens. There is a profound difference between waking up to exist and waking up to fulfill an assignment. Many people wake up each morning merely to repeat the same routines, ticking off the boxes of their daily tasks. But the strong woman wakes up because she has a sense of divine urgency. She knows that each day is an opportunity to advance the kingdom, to carry out the work she was created for. Her assignment doesn't need to be understood by everyone. In fact, it may not even be fully revealed to her all at once. But she knows that her purpose is greater than the comfort of sleep, the comfort of familiarity, or the comfort of staying in the status quo. Her purpose calls her to rise. This is not a simple decision. It is a deep commitment, a commitment to stay in alignment with the vision that God has placed inside of her. And it is in these early hours when the world is still that she listens closely to the whispers of the Holy Spirit. She understands that purpose does not always speak loudly. It often speaks in a still, small voice that can only be heard when the distractions of the world are silent. This is why the strong woman makes the choice to rise early. It is her opportunity to hear from the Creator, to receive direction, and to receive what she needs to move forward in her mission. Waking up at 3 a.m. is not about doing more. It's about being more. It's about connecting with the source of her strength, the source of her vision, and the source of her power. It's about positioning herself in the place where her assignment and the divine will intersect. This is where her strength is replenished, where her mind is aligned, and where her spirit is recharged. It is in these moments that the woman who wakes up early is able to walk into her day not just as a participant, but as a creator of outcomes, a creator of possibilities, a creator of change. She understands that her purpose is not random. It's not something to be pushed aside or neglected. It is something that must be nurtured and cultivated, and to do so, she needs to be intentional. This is why, when others are resting, she's at the feet of her Creator. This is why she rises early, because she knows that the success of her mission depends on the clarity, the strength, and the guidance she receives in the early hours. She does not wait for the day to unfold. She sets the course for the day. She charts the path, and then she walks in it with confidence, knowing that every step is ordered. So when you see a woman waking up at 3 a.m., remember this: it is not a sign of exhaustion. It is a sign of purpose. It is a sign of a woman who understands that destiny does not wait for the perfect moment, the perfect time, or the perfect conditions. Destiny will call you, even in the middle of the night, and it is up to you to rise and meet it. The strong woman rises because she knows that when purpose calls, she must answer no matter the hour. And in answering that call, she steps into the fullness of what she was created to do. Let me know if you'd like further changes or edits. Certainly. Here's an expanded version of the second keynote in a 600-word format, continuing the powerful, purposeful tone in the style of Dr. Miles Monroe. Dominion is not a passive concept. It is active, it is forceful, and it requires discipline. When we speak of strong women who wake up at 3 a.m., we are not simply talking about women who are busy, women who are trying to do more than anyone else, or women who are driven by the pressure to succeed. We are talking about women who understand that dominion does not come easily. It must be cultivated. It must be fought for. And that fight begins with discipline. To dominate your environment, to take charge of your destiny, you must first master yourself. Dominion is not about controlling others. It is about controlling the forces within you. It is about harnessing the power of discipline to bring order to chaos, to bring focus to distraction, and to bring purpose to confusion. Discipline is the bedrock upon which dominion is built. Without discipline, even the most powerful vision, the most inspired calling, can become nothing more than a dream left unfulfilled. The woman who rises at 3 a.m. also understands that her mind must be disciplined. She must guard her thoughts. She must train her mind to focus on what is important, to reject the noise, and to remain anchored in her vision. The discipline of the mind is not just about avoiding negative thoughts or distractions. It is about intentional thinking. Strong women do not allow their minds to wander aimlessly. They are strategic. They set goals. They plan their next move. And they fix their thoughts on what matters most. They train themselves to think not in terms of limitations, but in terms of possibilities. Her body, too, must be disciplined. Physical discipline is a key part of the equation because it is the vessel through which dominion is exercised. If the body is weak, tired, or unhealthy, it will be difficult to carry out the assignment God has placed on your life. The woman who rises early knows that the body must be strengthened, nourished, and cared for so that she can carry the weight of her destiny. She is intentional with what she eats, with how she rests, and with how she moves. Every decision she makes concerning her body is aligned with her larger purpose. Lastly, her spirit must be disciplined. Discipline in the spirit means making time for spiritual practices, prayer, meditation, worship, and communion with God. It is in the early hours of the day, when the world is still, that a woman who understands dominion takes the time to reconnect with her source. She does not leave her spirit to wander aimlessly. She disciplines it through regular, consistent moments of alignment with the divine. Through prayer, she receives guidance. Through meditation, she gains clarity. Through worship, she receives strength. The spirit of a strong woman is not weak. It is not passive. It is powerful, it is alive, and it is disciplined. When you choose discipline, you choose to create the life you are meant to live. You choose to live a life of purpose, a life of impact, a life that is marked by dominion. And that choice starts when you wake up at 3 a.m., not because it's easy, but because you understand the price of greatness and you are willing to pay it. Discipline is not the enemy of freedom. It is the key to it. It unlocks the doors to your future, and it gives you the strength to walk through them. Let me know if you'd like further adjustments. Absolutely. Here's an expanded version of the third keynote in a 600-word format, maintaining the powerful tone. Heaven speaks when earth sleeps. The hour of 3 a.m. is not a random moment. It is a sacred space in time where the divine intersects with the natural world. While the world around us is still, in the stillness of the night, there is a profound opportunity for those who understand the power of the early hours. Strong women know that the secrets of the universe are often revealed in the quiet moments when everything around them has fallen into a deep silence. It is during this time that heaven speaks clearly, directly, and profoundly. And it is in this silence that strong women listen carefully. In this world of noise, of constant distractions, and of endless demands, it is easy to overlook the importance of stillness. But strong women are not swayed by the hustle and bustle of the day. They have learned the art of silence, the art of listening, the art of sitting quietly in the presence of their Creator. They understand that heaven doesn't speak through the loudest voices or the brightest light. Heaven speaks in the quietest whispers, in the softest nudges, and in the stillness of the soul. It is during this time that they hear the strategies for their lives, the instructions for their next steps, and the insight into the world-changing mission they have been called to fulfill. To wake up at 3 a.m. is to position yourself in the right space, physically, mentally, and spiritually. It is to say, I am ready to receive. Strong women understand that the early hours are not just for rest or for getting a jump start on the day. They understand that these hours hold a special connection with the divine, a connection that is made clear only in the quiet of the night. It is in this sacred space that they are open to receive guidance, to receive wisdom, and to receive divine revelation. When you wake up at 3 a.m., you are not just getting a head start on your day, you are positioning yourself to hear the plans of heaven. You are positioning yourself to receive instructions that will set the course for your day, your week, your month, and your life. Heaven is always speaking, but only those who are attentive enough to listen can hear it. The strong woman is always listening, always ready to receive the message that God has for her. She knows that the answers to the challenges she faces, the breakthroughs she needs, and the vision for her future are all hidden in the whispers of heaven. And it is in the quiet hours that these whispers become clear. In addition to hearing divine revelation, strong women wake up at 3 a.m. because they understand that these moments of solitude are a time of deep reflection and alignment. This is the time when they seek clarity. They don't wait for the chaos of the day to overwhelm them before they start making decisions. They seek alignment with their purpose before they face the world. The quiet hours are where they recalibrate, refocus, and realign themselves with the divine blueprint that God has designed for their lives. This is where they refuel their spirits, recharge their strength, and reaffirm their commitment to their mission. It's a time for them to hear God's voice, not in the midst of the noise of everyday life, but in the stillness of their hearts. It's a time to meditate on His Word, to reflect on their journey, and to receive fresh insight for what is ahead. When you wake up at 3 a.m., you are inviting divine wisdom into your life. You are saying, God, I cannot do this on my own. I need your guidance. I need your vision. I need your revelation. For strong women, the 3 a.m. hour is not about ambition or productivity. It is about alignment. It is about making sure that every step they take is aligned with the greater purpose that God has for them. It is about ensuring that their thoughts, their decisions, and their actions are not driven by the pressures of the world, but by the higher calling of heaven. They understand that to fulfill their destiny, they must be connected to the source of all wisdom, power, and creativity. They understand that the power to transform their world does not come from their own abilities. It comes from their connection to the divine. It is also during this time that strong women gain the clarity and the strength they need to face the challenges of the day. The early hours allow them to sit in God's presence and receive the power to tackle everything that the world throws at them. They may not know all the answers, but they know the one who does. And it is in this moment of stillness that they find peace, they find strength, and they find the wisdom to walk in the fullness of their calling. When you wake up at 3 a.m., you position yourself not just to hear from God, but to step into the fullness of your divine assignment. You position yourself to align your heart, your mind, and your actions with His will. And when you walk in alignment with His will, you walk in power, purpose, and peace. This is why strong women wake up at 3 a.m. because they know that in those early hours, let me know if you'd like further changes.